You are looking live at a packed Eugene, Oregon, home of the mighty Flying Ducks, the defending national champions here in the Hennessy Performance College Football League. I am TTV Hell State, joined by my color commentator, always Joker, and we'll get to Pablo Escobar down on the sidelines. So, Joker, rematch of last year. Last year, the Tennessee Vols were the only blemish on the Ducks' record. We'll see what happens here. What are your keys for either team to win this game?
I'll start with Tennessee first. We know about James Pierce. He has transferred. He's moved up to the big stage in the NFL. How will the defense for Tennessee kind of evolve without him on the field?
Yeah, I do think that it's going to be a bit of an adjustment, as we do remember McCart is. I believe McCart's the only user that uses his D-line, but without that X factor in Pierce, it'll be interesting to see if he's changed things up here on the defensive side of the ball, as this stadium is packed out in that highlighter yellow, and the Vols come out repping their orange helmets. That's a nice touch. We hadn't seen those in a minute. This is a very colorful game here today. Autzen Stadium's going wild, as the Oregon Ducks and the Tennessee Vols set to kick off this Season 3 of Hennessy Performance College Football League. And we are underway. Kick will go to the back of the end zone. Webb will fair catch, and we'll see what the Vols can come out here.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to point out. No more Dylan Gabriel for Oregon. So I don't know the first name of the quarterback for Oregon, but let's see what adjustments
I think it's
he
Dante,
has to make.
if I had to guess. Okay. Name sounds familiar. Rolls off the tongue. One guy that didn't leave is Dylan Sampson. So he's going to start his season off with a 5-yard carry. So yeah, Nico dropping back to throw. Going to find Sampson out of the backfield, fighting for it, and it is 3rd and 2. This is where this spread out offense can kind of struggle at times, is picking up these short yard games without the receivers in to block on what is most often a run situation. And they're going to bunch them up this time. Nico going to actually throw out of this. Oregon bringing a blitz. He's going nowhere. So good stand by the Ducks defense, and they are forced to punt on their first possession. This punt is up and away. McCray back to return it about the 28. Makes a man miss. Trying to break outside. We saw this in the Mississippi State game. He can be pulled down at the 29. So I'm just thinking about some of the other scores in the league. Week 0 so far. I know that Mississippi State dominated Florida State. Walk in your trap, take over your trap style, if you will. And then Georgia, who was actually trailing at the half against Clemson, came back, ended up beating them by a lot, as Moore's going to be hit there. Joker, do you have any more updates on some of the user matchups here in Week 0?
Yeah, I believe Kansas State, Alabama played. Kansas State did get that win. Boise State also got that win as well against Miami. Some people were really looking forward to Sauce. And then I believe right now 2 top 5 teams, Notre Dame and Ole Miss. Ole Miss is up 17-0 in that game. They're in the third half, or the third quarter right now.
That would be a big win for the Rebels to make their case for the #1 team in the country. So is Oregon's trying to do that here. You know, Clemson played the #1 team in the preseason polls. At least Georgia in the game was the #1 preseason. I will pull up the rankings here, as Moore's got the Ducks offense moving. They get a first down.
Yeah, we're going to see what Moore can do throughout the season. Obviously, like with our schedule, Oregon got some of their user games taken off just because the game didn't save any. So Oregon only has 4 user games. So if you can get a win against Tennessee, you kind of set yourself up really nicely to possibly go 12-0.
Yeah. And unfortunately, you guys don't get to see me beat the crap out of DJ. That also was a casualty to the scheduling and the game being glitchy. But, yeah, number 5, number 2 in the game. Number 5 and number 2 in the preseason polls. The Vols are ranked 5th with 169 points, and Oregon was ranked 2nd with 270 right behind Georgia's 334. Kansas State was 3, Ole Miss was 4. As I said, Tennessee was 5, Florida 6, Notre Dame 7, Louisville 8, Auburn 9, Texas 10. That was our top 10. And then Miami, Boise State, Mississippi State, Ohio State, and USC rounded out the top 15. So that's kind of who the committee thinks is strongly set up to make a run here, as this Oregon this Oregon offense has been doing a good job of keeping it short. Evan Stewart still on the Oregon Ducks, as they have picked up a few first downs here. Dante Moore showing that he can lead the offense here.
Yeah, and I feel like as the game progresses, he's going to have to get out of that and, accept the pocket, get the first down, but he's going to have to find something else other than the crossing route. I feel like that was the issue with Heredio in the Kansas State game, and I think we all saw how that went down.
Yeah, we did see a lot of issues for play calling for the Crimson Tide, going to Stewart, and he's going to get the toes down, and now Oregon is knocking on the door for a storybook start to their season here. They get the 3 and out. Now can they punch in the end zone? Moore shotgun by himself at the 4. He's going to just run it himself, blown up up the middle now. Some of these new guys on these teams are not the real life roster, so you'll have to bear with us as we learn the names of some of these guys. But I do not know 42's name, but he does a good job there at getting off the block and making the tackle, as now Moore will have to go under center.
Yeah, it is Dante Moore to confirm. 83 overall, a little bit more speed on him. But Oregon does have 2 QBs to kind of counteract if things go awry with Moore.
Yeah, that was a good guess. Dante sounded familiar, but Tennessee's got them held up to 3rd and goal here. What will the Oregon coach draw up here? Custom playbooks recently in breaking news were banned. So Oregon was one of those teams that did have a custom playbook. So we'll see if that's going to slow them down at all. Whittington on the delayed handoff. Well, it may not have been delayed handoff, but he's going to be stuffed again. And now the decision making, as I think he might let this run to the end of the first quarter.
And I think you've shown that your defense can make a stop. I think you definitely want to go and just take your 3, see what Tennessee can do when they get the offense back on the field again. You don't want to try and go for it, don't get it, and then it's basically a whole new game, basically. Like nothing ever, like this whole first drive never happened. So I think you take your 3, you see what Tennessee can do on offense, and then regroup from there.
And he will do that indeed. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So good damage control by the Vols to hold him to 3. We'll go down to the sidelines to Pablo. What is the feel down on the sidelines of Autzen Stadium today?
The feel on the Oregon sideline is sticking to the game plan. Well, the feel is that it's loud, but they're sticking to the game plan, keeping it short, keeping it simple, not being risky. And then we've got a 3-point game in Oxford. I don't know if any of you are paying any attention.
Yeah, that's what I was about to point out. As Nico, 2nd and 1, the ability to break out of that, gain most of that yards, just to show that this offense will have some life and throughout this game. Got basically 3 and out the first possession of the game.
Little studio update there for us. Notre Dame pulling back to within 3 of Ole Miss as Tennessee gets their first down. Sampson on the tough run. As we see 1st and 10, Nico dropping back in shotgun. He's going deep. He's got a man. That's Brazel. First down, Volunteers. They're moving the ball really well now on the other side of the field to the Oregon Duck 31. As this Nico going to hand off to Sampson. Sampson going to be pulled down. I couldn't tell you what by who because our screen just got really blurry. But we will see if we can figure that out. There it is. Screen's back up. That is Elijah Rushing, a freshman out of the desert land of Arizona. As Nico's in shotgun by himself in the backfield, going to drop back to throw, going to scramble around, move the pocket, and he just throws behind his man.
And I think if you're Tennessee, you're definitely in fourth down territory. If
Yeah, I
you
think
gain
on the
about,
road. Yeah, on the road you're in
yeah,
fourth down territory. No, at home you might consider taking 3, but you're in one of the toughest places to play in college football. That field goal is just not going to be a guarantee, especially from this far out. Nico, under pressure. There's a
oh, we'll see
flag.
what a
What's the
flag
flag?
is.
Holding against that
Fourth and
dude.
12. He's going to come out and field goal. I think you got to go for this. I mean, okay, it depends on how quick the meter is, but if the meter's pretty quick and you don't feel comfortable, I definitely think you go for this.
We'll
But
see. Will the Vols kick it here? Will they call timeout, try to go for it? And they will kick it. And it's wide left. That one's going to land in the student section, I believe that is. Just Turbyville, rough first kick of the year
that's
there.
a name. That is a name.
As I do want to studio update, Michael Bogers ran it in for the Ole Miss Rebels. They extend their lead to 24-14 as Whittington's going to break free, and he's going to get a first down. Good job to pull him down there by the defensive back. But yeah, now if you're Tennessee, you are in real trouble, especially considering this Oregon offense took so much time off the clock in the first quarter, and they get the ball back to start the second. You need to get a stop here. You need to get them to third down. You need to get off the field.
Yeah, and we'll see how Oregon kind of manages this clock, but you can get 2 first downs. You'll probably definitely take it to the. Oh, he didn't have to do that. And
Roberts
now,
did not need to cut back in there. If he could have just followed his block on the outside, he'd have had a first, and now it's 3rd and 5. An opportunity for Tennessee to get off the field here.
Yeah, these are the type of opportunities that present themselves, and you got to take advantage. It's how you respond to this as well. So we'll see, but got to get a stop if you're Tennessee.
Yep. Moore in 5 wide. Gonna take the quick throw to Stewart, and he hangs on. First down, Ducks. It looked like 7 might have been there to make a play, but Stewart's able to hang on there. And the Ducks have a first down on the other side of the field now. Moore dropping back to throw. He's got the crosser to McCray. McCray's got it to 2nd and 2 now.
Besides the one big play for Oregon, every throw majority of the throws have been the crossing route. So if you're Tennessee, you definitely have to make that adjustment.
Yep. As Moore going to take a play out of McCart's playbook rather there, as it is, he's going to run the QB blast out of a widespread formation. It's going to get the first down.
We just got a pick 6 from Notre Dame to make it a 3-point game again.
Uh-oh. Trouble brewing in Oxford. You love to hear it, especially during Egg Bowl Hate Week, as Stewart's going to get pulled down after a gain of 3. But, yeah. So both of these games are in a 3-point game right here, as we do want to remember after this week we'll be simming, so Jokers Trojans will be playing the Crimson Tide of Alabama. As Roberts fighting for the first, he gets it. Just athletes all over the field, I'm afraid, for the Oregon Ducks. So they're going to motion Whittington to the other side. They will give it to him. Whittington, and Tennessee does a good job of stuffing the run there.
And how much clock does Oregon decide to use? Remember, they have a field goal, and you get the ball back. So your desire to try and at least get a touchdown obviously is high, but you still have a free 3 points in the pocket.
And Velling, stiff arm out of bounds at the 4. Oregon's been very, very successful with the jet sweeps, the jet passes, and letting their receivers create some stuff on the ground. We'll see if they can stick to that. Whittington, once again, the defensive tackle, in on the stop.
I'm surprised Tennessee's not calling any timeouts. I'm surprised they're just letting this, as I guess I probably told on myself, just letting this kind of run down. That's the unfortunate part of broadcasting a game and the 2 users in the party, so they can't hear us. But if you're Oregon, you gotta be thinking 6 here, and there it is.
There it is. Harris out of the fullback formation. gets in. So it is, they will extend their lead here. Jay Harris kind of looking like Najee Harris, wearing number 22 with that last name on his back. And the extra
this might be a
point
miss.
is going to be missed. Wow. So now, if you're Tennessee, you could definitely stick with them here if you could try to get some points on the board before halftime. You got 57 seconds left, 2 timeouts. As we did see in the playoffs last year, this Tennessee team can score quickly.
And you got to be okay with at least a field goal. Obviously, you're going to have to get a lot closer considering you're on the road, but you got to be okay with a field goal. The stadium pulse isn't up, so you have the adjustments, you have the time to make changes, but got to be thinking at least a field goal.
Oh, RPO. Sampson going to make Jackson miss. Sampson fighting for the first. He won't get it. Tennessee got to hurry now. Clock will continue to tick. We're getting under 45 seconds now. Nico going to check the play. He's going to run it. Well, he's going to take it, drop back. Nico going to run it now. Does he get the first? He gets pushed forward. And there's a timeout. So you're able to get the first down there. But you've still got a ways to go from your own 27 to even think about kicking a field goal.
Yeah, you probably need a chunk play here without using that final timeout. You cannot take a sack. And I think if you take a sack, I think you just got to take it to the half with the score as is.
Mm-hmm. Sampson going to take it on the ground. He's going to fight for it, get the first down. Clock will stop while they move the chains. And here comes the Volunteer offense, trying to set up really quick. Clock will now run under 30. Going to inside zone it again. That one's blown up, and Tennessee has to use their last timeout.
Yeah, I'm not sure on the double run there. I think Oregon was expecting it. I think you definitely got to take a shot down the field just to get within the vicinity of a Hail Mary, of a one-on-one. I definitely think you got to be looking to take a shot down the field here.
I mean, I don't hate the idea of running that ball on first down, but I think that you should have probably looked to go to the air there. Me personally, is Nico going to drive back to throw? Look at deep, and he's sacked. Clock will run. Can they get the offense back down the field in time?
Probably about 8 seconds when they get this play off, maybe less.
Clock will now be under 10. Oregon going to call timeout. Huh. I think Tennessee might have just wanted to run that down and go into half. Maybe.
And if you're Oregon, if you give up a big play here, whether it puts them in field goal range or it's a touchdown, you got to wonder about that field goal, and it doesn't look like he will.
Sampson doesn't get out of bounds.
He does.
Did he get out of bounds?
He does. Oh, Nico, severe.
Oh, Nico having some injury problems early in the year. That's not what you want to see.
Oh, no. I think there was a flag on the play in Notre Dame and Ole Miss. And
oh, my goodness. That is probably going to end the game. And they're going deep. That's picked off by Jackson. Can he return it? Gonna lateral it. Picked up by Manning, and he's just going to be pulled down. So we'll go into half with the score: Oregon 9, Tennessee 0. We'll go down to Pablo once again. What are you seeing from Oxford, and what are you seeing for the Vols here? How do they get back in this game?
Well, the key to get back in this game is to steer Oregon away. Like, make them take a shot. Make them do something down the field. The inside zone is killing you, and the crossing the drag routes is killing you. And then, well, in Oxford, Ole Miss just went up 10, so that's probably it in Oxford.
That is probably ball game. Ole Miss will get a statement win at home and move to 1-0 on the new season, as Stewart's going to be wide open over the middle for a large chunk play and a first down. And Whittington going to get the handoff there. They're going to pick up 5. Noah Whittington kind of struggled on the ground today. Tennessee's done a good job of trying to kind of shut him down, as he's only getting 3.8 a carry. As Moore surveying the field. Whittington gets another handoff and another short run, only a gain of 1. And if you're Tennessee, you really desperately need a stop here.
This is gonna be to me the game to this point. Obviously, the game's not over, but if you can, I don't think Oregon would go for this on fourth down. If you can get a stop, um, you'll be in good shape.
Yeah. As Moore gonna scramble, throw cross body, falls incomplete.
You cannot go for this, in my opinion. You cannot give Tennessee good field. The analytics say you punt this. Your defense has held Tennessee to 0 points the entire game, but it looks like the offense is going to stay on the field here.
Well, maybe Coach Mayhem sees something we don't. Going against the analytics is a rare thing for the Oregon Ducks to do, but they're going to do it here on 4th and 4 from the 50-yard line. Moore, shotgun formation with Whittington. They might be trying to draw him offside here. Might just be a hard count. No, they're going to run the play. And they got the crosser, but it's short. And the Volunteers have the chance they need to get back in this game.
I thought when he put the wide receiver on the left side on a streak, I thought he was definitely looking one-on-one on the outside, just go and make a play.
Yeah.
And
especially
now Tennessee.
With the big play capabilities of Stewart.
Sampson, there he goes.
Long run. But yeah, I think that honestly, Mayhem's eyes were so asphyxiated to the middle of the field, those two crossers, that he was just thinking short. He didn't even notice that Stewart was pressed. Or maybe he did and just didn't throw it, as Sampson will pick up about 5 on the catch. Yeah, Tennessee, got to hurry quick. Can Jackson get on the other side of the field? No, it's going to be a flag.
That's interesting.
That is just bad, as Notre Dame has scored a touchdown in Oxford to make this a 3-point game, barring this extra point, as yes, they will get it. So they are out of timeouts, though, so they have to get an onside here. As Nico going to throw to Levis, or Lewis rather, touchdown Volunteers.
Mayhem had the user there. I felt like if he committed to that and didn't pull away, he had a pick, and that easily could have been 6.
Yeah. As Ole Miss has recovered the onside kick, they will go into victory formation, and that will do it down in hell on earth, rather, if you will, for me personally. But Ole Miss wraps up a 3-point win over Notre Dame. And now all eyes turn to Eugene, Oregon for the end of this game.
Wide open.
Oh, he's going deep. Oh, my goodness. Velling has the speed to go. Touchdown, Oregon. You had him and then you lost him. Jake Velling, the senior tight end out of Washington.
This is interesting.
You know, I don't hate a call to go for 2. Well,
but if you don't get it, then it's a one possession game, and they can score.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it, but I understand it. But I wouldn't do it. But it looks like Oregon's going to once again go against the commentator here, and they will.
No way no way he's.
I don't think this is a hard count on the 2-point conversion. I mean, I don't really understand it, but at the same time, like, I don't understand half the things that happen in this league anymore, honestly. So it's just another thing on the list, as they will kick the extra point to go up 2 scores.
It's just interesting looking back on that replay. I feel if McCard got to that user for that defensive guy, I think that easily could have been picked if he was quick enough with it. I think if he turned and made the right animation, he easily could have got a pick, and that would have been a 14-point swing if Tennessee went down and scored. So we'll see.
That is the duality of college football, as Sampson will get another gain of 5 on that inside zone.
And if you're Tennessee, you have not played bad. Your defense has held Oregon to only 16 points. Sampson, does he get the first? No, he doesn't.
Sampson. He had some green in front of him, but his receiver trips him up. 1 yard short of the first down.
And I definitely think we're in fourth down territory. I think we definitely do not
I do agree,
give this
actually,
ball
here.
back to
I do
Oregon,
agree.
regardless of the field positioning. And he runs it. Sampson, this could be... Okay, Hair State. There you go. $150 headset.
Headset's dying. Equipment's malfunctioning. Just bad deal here for the booth. So we'll swap it back over to my good microphone. As it is 2nd and 8 now. But yeah, Tennessee gets a big first down there.
Yeah, and to me, if you're Tennessee, you're going to have to show something with the QB. Nico's going to have to use his arm to get down the field.
To die again.
You cannot just keep running this ball and hoping you're going to get a first down every single time. As he gets a first down. And more! Good for Tennessee to get the first down there. I think, what's a realistic field goal range if you're on the road? Anything within 20?
25. 25 yard
20,
line.
25. Yeah, okay. I think anything between 20 and 25, I think you're in a good spot. Nico dropping up. Nope. Oh, my goodness! Oh, my goodness! He gets up. It's his right. Well, I guess that will be his right arm. And we have a new QB. We'll see if Nico, how long he will be out potentially, but that's season altering if he's out for a long period of time. And Dylan Sampson is also at a risk of injury as well. And if those two go down, this Tennessee season kind of goes up in smoke, and you just got to hope they go 500 at that point, depending on how their new QB can do for them. 3rd and long. Oh, he cannot go down. It is 4th and 18. It's a dislocated finger, and he will return soon. I mean, I don't think you can punt this, but, I mean, because you're down 2 possessions, but it's 4th and long, and McCard's still deciding what to do with Nico. I think you gotta keep him out of this game. It's only week 1.
Just not let me even put him back in.
And now he can make an adjustment. I mean, I don't know. What do you do? He's going to punt. I'm not sure. I think Hail State might have died, unfortunately. But we're going to see Jake Merklinger is a 79 overall QB with 81 speed and 86 acceleration. So, obviously not Nico, but still a guy. He's a scrambler, his tendency, so he can still make the right plays if needed.
As I was saying before my mic was muted, as Stewart gets a handoff there, I don't mind the call to punt there, considering 4th and 18 on the road is mental therapy, but it still puts you in a tough situation here because Oregon can take as much time off this clock as they please. But we'll see. Evan Stewart doing it to a school from his home state. The school that carries the name of his home state. Just messed up stuff in the world of college football. They're going to throw it to him again, and he's going to be ruled short.
I don't know why he just secured the catch. He definitely had room to run.
Huh.
And now, like, if Oregon doesn't get this, you gotta punt, right? If he loses yards, it's going to end the 3rd quarter. But yeah, definitely had room to run, and if you gotta get a stop, gotta make a loss of yardage here. If it's 4th and inches, I think Oregon goes for it. But
I mean, we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do. As Moore's going to line up in shotgun with Whittington to his left. He's going to look to the sidelines. I think he
presses up. Does Oregon make an adjustment?
We'll see. So pre-snap adjustments from the ball side. Play clock is winding down,
2,
however.
1,
And
flag!
a false
Oh,
start.
my goodness.
That is big. That is huge at this state of the game.
And now it's still third and manageable, but that inch, that QB sneak, possibly that run to get that half yard goes all the way down. And now if they don't convert, it's definitely, can he get out of there?
Making something move with his
legs.
legs. First down, Oregon. He gets hit over the line. As now they're guaranteed to run off at least another minute off of this clock.
There's the jet. Blocker.
Stewart hurdles a man.
But goes out of bounds. And the clock will stop, I think, a little bit, right? Or I don't know if it'll wait.
Oh, yeah, it'll stop for the time being until they put the ball, till the center puts his hand on the ball as Moore makes an adjustment, snaps. Moore, pocket collapsing. We saw this a lot with Pierce.
Throw it away. Oh, my God, that might be a pick!
And it's almost intercepted.
That easily could have been picked. I definitely was expecting him to throw that away. I think the wide receiver at that point had to play a little defense just to make sure he didn't catch that, and it's coming the other way. And man, it's okay, 3rd and 5 again.
That's got to be a sickening feeling from a card. Can they get a stop here on 3rd and 5? Moore's got all the room to run.
The one time he did not put a QB spy, and that's the reason why Oregon gets a first down.
Oregon rather kind of curiously still throwing the football. I think that this would be a situation where you kind of just want to run and take what you can get, as that's going to be incomplete and the clock will stop.
I think he knows how dangerous this Tennessee team can be with most of their guys still there, and that offense can burst at any moment.
Ooh, that was a risky throw. Whittington hits a spin move and a first down.
And to me, yes, still 4 minutes, plenty of time, but a field goal for Oregon kind of doesn't really change the landscape. If you're Tennessee, you're okay with 3. Just do not want a touchdown. Do not want to make this a 3-point game.
And James is gonna break. Definitely into field goal range now for the Ducks. His first carry of the game, actually. They've been leaning on Whittington more today rather than the Tennessee native. A lot of Tennessee natives in this Oregon offense for some weird reason. As Moore. This is going to be play action. He's scrambling, and he's hit as he throws, and that will fall incomplete.
He's lucky that wasn't a sack, because if it's a sack, it's 2nd and long, and Tennessee will more than likely get that ball back with time.
With the sack, the clock also runs. As another screen pass, Whittington, first down.
And Oregon's just doing everything right now. Dante Moore, first game as a QB, and you get to play Tennessee. That's not the type of game you want. But you're in field goal range, so you have 3. You do not want to take yourself out of it.
Whittington going to get 3. But yeah, it's been a good debut for him. No picks. And I believe he's got a pretty high accuracy rating. I don't know the exact stat. I saw it on here a couple throws ago. We'll see if they show it again. As Moore's going to keep this one on the option. And a couple of hits, takes a couple of tries to get him down. And it's going to be 3rd and 7. And there's a timeout from McCard.
And a first down pretty much ends this game. But if he can hold them to 3, it's still a 2-possession game. And then he needs 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. You're probably going to have an onside to win this one. As play action jet sweep. They're going to go to the sweep route and incomplete. And that is a huge incompletion as the clock will stop. And that leaves the 2-minute warning for another stoppage of time in this game. This kick is up. Kick is good. Oregon extends their lead now 19-7.
It's been a funky game. Not been smooth for either team. Obviously, the first game with some new guys coming in, especially for Oregon with their QB. But hey, if you're Tennessee, realistically, you want a touchdown right here, and you get 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning. That's realistically what you want.
This is touchdown or bust territory.
Oh,
There's a flag on the play. Samson's got a big play. Will it be coming back? It will be coming back. Lance Hurd, the tackle, with a holding call against him. So Nico going to look to replicate the success they had. Sampson going to get another handoff, going to break another tackle, and going to be pulled down right about where they would have been. 2nd and 9.
Will he get a playoff?
No, he will not.
If he could have got that playoff, I think he would have been in a better spot. But realistically, I think you want a touchdown on this play right here.
The checkdowns are nice. They're wide open, but they're not going to help you win the game at this point.
Yeah, down 2 possessions. You need the ball back twice.
And another run play for Dylan Sampson. He's going to be pulled down short. Clock will continue to run. Now 2nd and 2. Ball on the Tennessee 45. Nico going to drop back to throw this time. Nico going to scramble around. He's going to run again. Nico got some space. He's going to get out of bounds. Flips the field now. It's on the Oregon 36.
And a field goal does nothing. So 2 touchdowns is what is needed. And if you're Oregon, you just do not want to give up a big play. And they keep their 2 timeouts to make it an interesting play where you still have to make a play. And I don't know if that was worth it. It's 2nd and 9, but the clock still moves.
These 1-yard checkdowns not helping Tennessee.
Got to go with a little bit tempo.
Nico going to be sacked. He brings the blitz, and Tennessee going to call another timeout here.
And now it's 3rd and long, and you got another timeout out of Tennessee. And now you just kind of got to hope. There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of prayer, and you got to use that in this situation.
Nico, Oregon blitzes 5, and they get to him again.
And Nico,
it's 4th and 23.
You gotta wonder if you want to keep Nico out there. I mean, obviously, I think this will be the game no matter what. It's 4th and Yucatan, so if he doesn't get the first down, and this
going deep into double coverage and intercepted by Terrell, and that will probably seal this game. So Nico has a rough day, 2 picks, and that will be QB Neal. Victory formation for the Oregon Ducks. They get revenge for last year's loss in Knoxville. They start the season 1-0 on their quest to defend the HPL National Championship. As we see the Oregon Duck dancing, as he usually tends to do. Player of the game is Dante Moore, and we're going to talk about that and more in our post-game interviews. First off, with the winning coach of Mayhem. Do you got a copy?
I do.
All right, you're able to pick up a win here on week 0 of college football, the new season. Talk to me about the debut from Dante Moore. There's a lot of questions after Dylan Gabriel leaves the program in the offseason if the quarterback play is still going to be there for the Ducks, but he has a very impressive debut. Talk to me about the work he put in over the offseason to get to this point where he's able to come in here and beat a top 5 Tennessee team pretty handedly.
Yeah, I mean, we had 2 really good quarterbacks coming into the year, and honestly, I thought Austin Novosad was going to be our starter. But Dante's done a great job. Like, he got a lot better over the offseason, and definitely a lot to work on from this game. I mean, he did some good things, but, I mean, there were definitely some throws that he wants to have back, and I think that's what we love about him. No one's harder on himself than he is, and just looking forward to watching him progress through the year. Obviously, did what he needed to do to get a win, and that's what he is. He's a winner.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions for Mayhem?
Yeah. So obviously, you had a lot more user requests. I don't know if you've seen your schedule, but just kind of talk to us how some of the games that got taken off because of the game not saving, how that affects your mindset after getting a big win against Tennessee.
I don't really worry about that. I mean, everyone said what they said last year, and only one team won the championship. So I'm sure that a lot of people will be talking, but not a lot of people got championships in this league. So, they can say what they want. The bottom line is that no one can beat me. So it is what it is.
Strong words from Mayhem there. Pablo, do you have a question for the Oregon coach?
Nope.
All right, then I guess we can let him get off to his team as they prep for who do they got next week?
I believe they have
Tough matchup. We got Charlotte coming in, so that'll be a it'll be a tough one for sure. We've got to get focused for that, and on to the next.
All right. Well, with on to the next, we will go on to the next head coach. McCard, do you have a copy?
Yeah, you got a copy.
All right. Tough outing here to start the season in a very hostile environment, far away from the hills of Tennessee. Nico throws 2 picks, some injury concerns. He did leave the game for a moment. Some concerns with Sampson's health as well. Talk me through the day, and should we be concerned about the health of this Tennessee squad going forward?
Nah, I ain't really concerned since Nico returned and Sampson never left the game. Overall, the game, though, O-line got their ass whipped. That's about playing forward. In the trenches on the offense side was not very productive. Just couldn't win the one-on-ones on the line of scrimmage, and it showed.
Yeah. All right. Real quickly before I open it up, I do have another question. This is sort of set up as your big out-of-conference test. Now that you pick up a loss, how do you keep the boys rolling through the next couple weeks as you try to enter conference play with full head of steam and what I believe and what a lot of people believe is the toughest conference in the country?
Just get back on track, back to the basics. Just got to work on fundamentals. I feel like this probably the best D-line I'll play this year. It's up there in Georgia. That D-line really wrecked shop on us today, so I'm not really concerned. I was more proud of the defense. Defense actually played pretty good. But offensive line, we got to get better. It's the main focus is the O-line and get ready for next week, I think, against Miami.
Yeah, you do have the Hurricanes in Atlanta on a neutral site. The Hurricanes coming off a rough road loss themselves at Boise State. But I'll open up the floor to questions here for the head coach of the Vols.
After this loss, kind of going into Miami now, what's kind of the adjustments that you'll need to play against Sauce, who is probably a different user than Oregon?
I don't know. I have to study Miami a little bit because obviously goal one is to feed Sampson. That's the goal. I need to see the matchups and see what I can do and create a good scheme off this actual playbook and not custom, and see what we can get going on through here.
All right. Well, Tennessee will start their quest for a Florida State championships. They actually do play the 3 major schools in the state, that being Miami, Florida State, and Florida this year. But rough schedule left ahead for the Volunteers as they take a tough loss here. Well, that'll be all for this one. We have advanced into officially week 1. We are officially back in the full swing of things here for season 3. And for Pablo and Joker, I'm Hail State. And we will see you guys next time.